Hello, YouTubers. This is Codger speaking with another video on the NIMBY Rails First Steps. Today we're going to be looking at putting down normal tracks. We've covered using tracks to build stations in the last two videos, and today we're just going to look at the normal tracks. Now, we've covered most of the information that you would need to put down normal tracks already, and just looking at the station tracks. But we're going to go through this and deal with a few issues that hasn't come up yet with regard to station tracks, and I hope that they will be useful to you. Now we're going to get into the game. We're going to look for the latest of the Metro Rail Houston autosave, and that's right here. This time it looks like it's the autosave number 2, and last time it was autosave number 4, and I guess it just doesn't matter. They save these in order, but they just go over it one at a time, so that it looks like we've got 4 auto saves of it, and we can go back to any of them that we want to. So let's just go back to this one. So double clicking doesn't work. You've got to select it and load the game. And that brings us then to our Houston map where we were working last time. So now what our intent is to do now is to finish out the tracks for the Houston Red Line. I'm going to go back up here to the maps section and show existing railways again, and that will put in the blue line that tells us where the tracks are supposed to go. And we'll use that blue line as a reference for laying down the tracks in this session. All right, so one of the things that we want to look at and deal with in this section is how to connect the stations to the tracks, or what do we do when the width of the tracks changes from one from the default width to another width. The default width for station tracks is 5 meters across. If we go into the tracks and then append to tracks for or create new ones, click there, and then make sure that the double track mode is selected. If we put down some tracks from here, and I just noticed you see that red line. What that means is I'm not using the right tracks. So I'm going to click escape and come over here to the tram, and we're going to start with the tram track that that we loaded up. Remember, this is one of the prerequisites that we mentioned, one of the mods that we installed in the beginning, and we want to click there to select it, and then just pull that down toward the station, and we're going to, I'll click escape there so that we can go out and look at this. Now we've got the default width here is 5 meters, but this is 8 meters across. So what do we do to connect these up? When there's several different ways we can do that. In the guide, I said to deselect the double track mode and just set and put the tracks down as single tracks and go from here to here like this, and then from here to here like that. And that's one way of doing it. But you can do it this way too. We'll go back to double track mode. And with double track mode, if you connect tracks of different widths, that's okay. the tracks will do the program will do what you need to do. So we've got here a track that starts off at 5 meters across and it ends at the station here at 8 meters across, and that's exactly what we want. And so it's a little bit easier than the way that I said it before. Another thing that we want to take care of in the tracks, especially for the tracks at the ends of the route where the trains are going to turn around and go back the other direction. For we have a train, for example, that comes back on this track, and it will come back here and then go across and come and stop here on the right hand side, and then from here it'll go out and just go straight through. And in order for that to happen, we have to have a crossover there. And a real easy way of doing that now in the latest versions of NIMBY Rails is just to use a double track mode. We come out here just like we were going to add tracks onto the end of a station. We're just going to put a branch right there and click down and move over to the other side and click on the other side, and that creates our crossover in a very nice way. Looks nice and everything, and that does what we need to do on that. All right. Next, we want to look at putting in a viaduct, and there are several places here that have bridges over certain areas. And the way that a bridge works, the way that the bridges are identified on the map are these little dotted solid lines. A dotted solid line, that is, the line goes through, it's thin, but on top of the line there are dots like you see here. You have to look really closely to see them, but it's a dotted solid line. That is a representation of a viaduct or a bridge. And in order to create the bridge, we want to come up here to the editor and select the second of the icons that we second of the shortcuts that we created several videos ago. And or you can just press the number 2 and it will automatically highlight that icon. And then you just lay down the tracks as normal. We'll start right here. And in fact, let me talk about the way that I suggested doing this before. I suggested that you start here inside the bridge, a certain distance from the end of the bridge, and then with the normal track, you start here and connect it up about the same distance. I think it's a little bit easier if you do it this way. Just go ahead and start where you want your bridge to start, and then pull it up. And I'm on the wrong side, so I'm going to click escape to get out and start over here. And now pull that up, and we'll just follow the curve. This is a long one. And I think this continues to go along as with 5 meter width. So let's just see if it does that along with the default size. no, it gets wider than the 5 meters. So we're going to stop right there, and I think I'll go ahead and build this station out the way we've described before. Um, and I started in the wrong place for that. So I'm going to click Control Z to get out of that. And I'm going to start right here because we need to make this a triple wide and use some of the trickery that we used before on this. Now I'm going to come over here to the Move, Delete, and Edit Tracks. I'm going to select my tracks. And if I'll hold Escape here, Shift, and now I've got all 4 of these tracks selected. I'm coming down here to the parallel offset. Click on the pencil icon, change this to 1, and click Add a couple of times until we're over the other track, and that gives us section. That gives us the second. Well, that gives us a width equal to the blue lines. And now we're going to go back to the append tracks mode and come to the split tapes, tape tools, and check parallel track tape. And we're going to, with the cursor over on the right-hand side, start at the top and pull it down. And now we have another uh, track, and we need to go back to the Move, Delete, and Edit Tracks tape. You can click there or just press Escape, and you'll see that it is now automatically selected, and we'll click Add 3 times to put that track in there in the proper location. So that gets us the 3 tracks that we want in this area. Now let's get our append tracks again, and this time we're going to append in double track mode. Select the arrow, and we automatically get 3 tracks there, and we'll pull them down. We'll go as far as we can, as long as the width is about the correct, and we'll stop right. We'll stop right there. All right, and click Escape to get out of that. And now we will use single track mode for this to make it easier. So I deselect that, and now I'm going to pull a track down and connect it there, pull a track down and connect it there, and pull a track down and connect it down here. And notice that we're still in the viaduct mode, and that's what we want. And we'll go back up here to the double track mode and select the plus and pull it down as far as we can, as long as we are still about, it's still parallel. Now I'm going to just call that parallel right there. Click that, hit escape to get out of that mode. And now I'm going to come down here and put in just a default parallel lines right here, starting right here, and come down here, and we'll start around this corner. Let's see, went a little bit too far that time, so Didn't get it quite, you didn't get the corner quite right. All right, and we'll stop there. And now let's go to our, because we got, the reason I'm going to single track mode is because we got 3 tracks instead of 2 to connect to. And I'm not sure what would happen if we tried to connect 2 to 3. Well, yeah, I guess, what does it hurt? Let's see what happens if we try to do that. Well, I think it's just going to go ahead and make that connection. And we'll go ahead and do that. And now we'll go to single track mode, come here to there, and we've got another one to connect from about here to here. And so that gives us the connection from 3 tracks to 2 tracks. And we still keep going until we go to right there. So let's go ahead and finish that up. Go back to double track mode. And we're going to just extend this out until we get to the end of the viaduct, and the end of the viaduct comes right there. Now we're going to go back to the regular tram, and we're going to start here and pull this out a little ways to put the rest of the track in. And let's note what happens. This is where the bridge is supposed to end, right here where we clicked on the end of the bridge. To fix that, we'll go up here to the move, delete, and edit tracks. And well, I thought we could fix that. It's done, allowed me to do it before, but now it's not allowing me to do it. Maybe, oh, here we go. We select on the non-locked track over here, and that allows us access to this node. And now that we've got to that node, pull it all the way down to where the tracks ended up right there. Let's see if we can straighten this out a little bit and make the track come right down there. So after you put your track down, you go ahead and start with, you can go ahead and connect it up with the normal ground level tracks, and then you can correct the end of this by pulling that node down on the non-locked side of the double tracks. Let's do it one more time so we can see that. At the other end, we'll lay down another normal track. Escape to get out of that. Escape again to get into the edit mode. We're going to select the non-locked track so that we can access this node, and then pull that node all the way back. And that's right at the beginning where you want the track to go. And so that's how to build your viaduct tracks. And let's see, what else do we have to cover in this section? It looks like that's about it. And in our next video, I'm going to go ahead and complete, not in the next video, but before the next video, I'm going to go ahead and complete the tracks on the red line going all the way up to the north and all the way down to the south. I'll finish out all the rest of the stations that need to be finished out, and the viaducts and the ground level tracks and all of that, all the way down to the south end. And then I'll also finish out the tracks in the depot area the way that we described before. I will not be be covering all of the blue lines, but I'll select the blue lines I want to be represented at the depot, and so on. In the next video, we're going to go from that point to start adding signals in on the tracks at certain locations, so that when the trains run, they will avoid one another in the proper way. Uh, for the most part, uh, the trains will do that by themselves, but there are a few places where the trains can get locked up if the signals are not put in correctly. And so we'll have another video on the signaling coming up very soon. Appreciate your watching this video, and want to encourage you, if you have any comments, uh, to include them at the end of this video. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks again.